If surprise expenses are causing cash flow issues or last minute fires for your finance teams, you probably need to implement a purchase order software. And in this video, I'm going to give you 5 must-have features for any purchase order software that you can implement to get better control over your spending and reduce any surprise expenses. And stick till the end, where I'll give you one simple tip that you can implement to speed up your supplier onboarding process. Now, if you're joining me for the first time, welcome. My name is Sachin Sharma. I am the founder of Procure Desk, where we help growing companies control spend through purchasing and AP automation. So let's jump right in. Number 1 is a flexible workflow engine. So what do I mean by that? As you scale your cost control process, you are looking at making sure that the right people in your organization are approving the expenses. So think about IT approving any large capital purchase for IT equipment, or a finance team needs to review any large capital spending and so on. These are examples of controls that you need to have in place. So you need a tool that can scale along with that. So you have a different set of approvals based on what is being purchased and by whom, right? So that's number 1. Number 2 is a connected marketplace. So what do I mean by a connected marketplace? Today, if you're buying from like Amazon or Staples or CDW, the process is that your employees are going to those websites, picking what they want to buy, and then asking somebody in your team to actually make the purchase. That process is highly inefficient and error prone, right? The price could change, they give you the wrong link, you know all what can go wrong. A simple way to fix that is having your purchasing software with all these inbuilt punch outs, is what we call them, where you can just simply go to the vendor website, pick what you want to buy, and then the system smartly routes you back to the purchasing system so you can get the right approvals, right people are looking at it, and then it goes back to those vendors and say, all right, great, now ship the product, it is approved, right? So you get the best of both worlds. You get a better experience for your employees, and you get cost control. Number 3 is inbuilt budget controls. I worked with close to 400 companies at this time, and I can tell you with every single one of them, they have expenses going over budget. And number 1 reason for that is they don't have budget controls that are proactive. They always come to know about those expenses after somebody has spent the money. A simple way to fix that is have a proactive budget control where your purchase order system is actually checking for, hey, do I have a budget before somebody makes a purchase? So that's what's inbuilt budget controls. Number 4 is an end-to-end procurement system. So a common problem with growing companies is they have different system for different steps in the process. They probably have a requisition system for creating purchase requests. They have an AP system for processing invoices. They have a credit card system for processing expense reports and so on. And you can think about this as being siloed systems makes it so hard for you to compile all the information and have everything in one single place. And your team is then spending time figuring out, looking up information into different systems for simple things like invoice matching, right? So having all that in one place makes it more efficient so that your team can actually go to one place and say, all right, is this invoice approved for payment? It's as simple as that, right? So bring everything into one system. So number 5 is mobile accessibility. So having the ability to do approvals from a mobile app, so you're not dependent on being in one system or going through your emails to do the approvals. That speeds up the process for approvals, especially for busy executives who are on the road, or for project managers if you're in a construction company and so on, right? So those are the 5 major features that you need in any purchase order software. Now, about the bonus section I talked about. One of the main issue with any implementation of purchase order software is you need to onboard your vendors. You need to make sure you have the right email address, you have their W-9 forms and so on. An easy way to solve for this is implement what's called a vendor portal, which enable vendors self-service. So vendors can go in, register for themselves, or they can update their existing information. They can check for the payment status of the invoices and so on. And that reduced at least 80 to 90% of the work that the AP team has to do regarding supplier onboarding, right? So just to summarize, here are the 5 must-have features for a purchase order software: a flexible approval workflow engine, a connected marketplace, a inbuilt budget control process, an end-to-end procurement process, and mobile accessibility or mobile app. If you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe button so you get notified when we release videos like this. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.